You may notice since my last video last week that I'm a little bit more tanned, or maybe not. Well, I have been on holiday, so the last two videos that I did upload were scheduled posts. So, a little bit cheeky of me not telling you guys I was going on holiday, but yeah, been away for 2 weeks. Got back last Thursday morning, literally like 1 in the morning. So today's Monday. And I already feel like the tan's worn off, but I had a lovely time in Rhodes, which is a Greek island, obviously in Greece. But today, I just want to quickly talk about what it's like working for yourself, and I've been doing it for a whole year now. When I first started filming weddings, doing other video gigs for my company, I was also employed at that time, still filming, still in like the video production industry, but obviously I was working for a big corporation which had their own video team for their training videos, and because I was moving, that was one of the reasons why I decided to work for myself. Had a great opportunity to do that. But if I could give you one tip for working for yourself, if you're thinking about taking that leap into being self-employed, there could be many reasons out there why you want to work for yourself. One, you might not be happy in your job. You might want a complete change of career. You might be watching my channel because you're learning video production, and you feel like you're ready to work for yourself. You might hate your boss and really want to change. You're just unhappy at work, or you're like me where you're moving to another part of the country and you've got a great opportunity to start your own business. So one tip this is like the bit of advice, my first bit of advice is, if you can, make sure you got enough money in your bank that can pay your bills, I would say for at least a year, just so you don't have that stress of trying to pay your bills at the end of each month as well. Because one thing I've noticed is your bills come out. Your bills are coming out at the end of the month if you've got money coming in or not. So it was a big shock. I was working for this one company for nearly 10 years, where at the end of the month I knew, at the beginning of the month I knew I was being paid, and then I knew my bills were coming out the next day, and I knew exactly how much money I had to cover me for the rest of the month. Whereas when you work for yourself, I could, when I get bookings, I ask for £100 deposit and the remaining balance 6 weeks before. So 1 month you could get 10 bookings for potential weddings next year, and that's £1,000 straight in that month. You could have weddings coming up, so those clients are paying their remaining balance. So some months can be really good. You'd be bringing in 5-6 grand, but then other months it might be really slow. You might not have any work at all, and could be nothing, or could be 700 quid. Very little. So just to, you might be just going back to why you might be leaving work, because you might not be getting on with your boss, or you've got stresses at work with other people. So that's a stress. But when you work for yourself, those stresses go, but more stresses come in, such as, can I pay my bills at the end of the month? So sort of to give yourself a bit of pressure, relieve yourself with a bit of pressure, I would definitely have at least a year's worth of money saved up to pay your bills, or even a year to a year and a half. I'm quite lucky. One of the reasons we moved was cheaper bills. So if I was living in my old house, it would be much more of a struggle. But here I've got a little bit of freedom. I'm also lucky my wife, she's on maternity leave at the moment, but was in full time. So, she could always be paying the bills. But we don't, I've always been, I always like to pay my own way. So it's, luckily we haven't relied on each other she hasn't had to help me pay the bills for this month because we literally split everything 50-50. So make sure you've got enough money to pay your bills. And like I just briefly said, you do have different stresses. So you might be thinking working for yourself might help with one sort of stress, but then you have other stresses. And one thing I've realised is I can be really busy. You have to really manage your time well, especially working at home. And when your wife's downstairs on maternity leave looking after your baby, the house can be quite busy. So you have to sort of schedule in. I'm quite good at routines. So you have to put in your work schedule as a routine. So I make sure I do 8 hours, at least 8 hours. Sometimes it's even longer, believe it or not. Work for yourself, I can easily do 10, even 12 hours of work. Get a routine. You might have seen one of my previous videos about working out, which obviously has its great benefits on your physical body. You're keeping fit, but also mentally as well. I'm now a member of a gym as well, so I put that into my routine. I stupidly get up at 6 in the morning, do my gym stuff back, and I'm ready to work. I like to do I like to start work at 8. I've always got loads of things running through my mind of what I want to do. So I usually do at least an 8 till 4, sometimes usually an 8 till 5, or 6 especially if I have to pop out to take the kids to my eldest daughter to school. Sometimes that's like a half an hour round trip there. So it's I would always work a bit longer. You want to manage your projects well. I give my clients deadlines. So say, usually my turnaround time is 4 to 6 weeks for a wedding video. I had one a few days before I went on holiday for 2 weeks. So I told them that. So I said, you might be looking at 6 to 8 weeks on this one. And that was before she booked me, just so they're aware that, I was going on holiday for 2 weeks. Try and stick to your schedule, plan everything, because as well as, I'm editing this video here, but already today I've got a booking for 2021. So I've had to, send a contract to a client. So that stops your workflow. I try and schedule those in. So I'll do that just before lunch because, when you're in that creative flow, you don't want them to be stopping to worried about sending emails. So today, for instance, Monday, I knew I was going to start editing this video from the wedding I filmed just before holiday. Cracked on with that straight away. I do check my emails as well first thing. So I had 2 emails. One was from the bride wanting to book me, and the second was from another video production job that they want some sort of promo videos and 10 short little videos as well. So I made little to-do lists, put that down, and then just before lunch I emailed the contract over. And if you don't do a wedding video contract, make sure you do. And I've got another video on that as well, because contracts can literally save you from big headaches from potential clients that just want more for nothing. Sent the email, and then I had to phone this guy at the who wanted the promo video. So it is, those things do take a while to do. So that all comes under your day job of when you're trying to hit your clients, trying to finish projects like this. So it is, but there are obviously great benefits of working for yourself. I absolutely love it. I love the freedom. I love doing projects that I want to do. I like having the creative, the creativity, the final videos. Before I would have to edit a video for the company and then that gets approved by the rest of the team. Whereas with these wedding films, it is my creativity, it's my style. My brides and grooms book me because of my style, and that's also in the contract as well. So it's that is the best thing. Can be quite flexible with childcare and everything like that. I can. Like my wife literally just had to pick my daughter up from school today, so I went downstairs, had a cup of tea, looked after the little one while she ran out there, and I also dropped my daughter to school this morning as well. So you can do these little things. One, I'm sort of going between benefits and pros and cons here, but one thing that does get a bit tricky is booking holidays. So my wife, we just get back from one, she already wants to book the next one. Typical. So obviously she's a teacher, but because she's on maternity leave, we got to go in the school holidays. But next year we got to go in school term, but next year we have to go in the school holidays. So she's looking to sort of try and get these early bird special bookings. But she wants to know what dates I have. So at the moment I give her rough dates. But I always say, because it's for a full year now I've been working for myself, if a date comes in and we haven't actually booked a holiday yet, I'll be taking that booking of that wedding. But when you work for a company, you can just go to your boss, look, I need 2 weeks annual leave next year on these dates, and you can book that out in your annual leave allowance. So you don't get that annual leave allowance working for yourself. But overall, I wouldn't change it for the world. Absolutely love it. So if you are thinking of working for yourself and you feel, when it's right. I worked, when we moved, I still commuted and I was doing that job full time, working on my other stuff for over a year. And then I found it was the right time then. So as long as it's the right time, do it. And remember, money's not everything. Obviously it's nice to have. And I'm one of these people that I've always make sure I've got enough to pay the bills, and never been in any debt in my life. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And now this is why I did start the YouTube channel ages ago, though, but I literally put like 3 videos on in a year. But now, every Monday, I've got a new video coming out. And it really does give me that flexibility to do stuff that I want to do. So, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I've got some great videos coming up. Not only wedding related, but a lot of video production stuff. So, wedding season sort of, coming to a lower bit, so you might have other video production jobs. I've got some great stuff about lighting, and loads more stuff. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.